Hi, I'm Kevin, a speech-language pathologist editor here at Super Duper Publications. And this is Funzee Everyday Sounds. This is an interactive software program for students pre-K to 5th grade that's going to target everyday sounds that you hear in the environment for students to become more familiar with their surroundings. You'll notice in the DVD case we have an instructional resource manual as well as the multicolored CD for our interaction. With the resource manual, we'll have a table of contents as well as information on getting started, and you'll also notice this is Windows and Macintosh compatible. So let's take a look and see some of the features of our Funzee software. Take the CD out and place it into the computer. So let's take a look on the computer and see some of the activities that we will target. We simply click on the Everyday Sounds icon.
Welcome to Funzee Everyday
And you'll have a
Sounds.
short introduction to Funzee as well as the activities that we'll be doing. This gives the students
guys,
an introduction to who
Funzee,
Funzee is.
And this is Serengeti City. I love this city, especially the way it sounds. I like to listen and try to guess what's making each sound. See if you can figure out these everyday sounds.
So once we hear the instructions and the students are instructed and introduced to Funzee, then we'll notice here's our login screen. And on the login screen, we can either add new students or we can click on returning students that will take them to the place where they left off from their last session. A neat feature for the instructor here is when we click on the Instructor Area, this is going to give us a list of all the students on our caseload. We're able to track unlimited number of data for each student that's on here so that we can have a quick view of our entire caseload from this one screen. If we're looking for information for a specific student, we can highlight that student, Patrick, and this will give us all of the information that Patrick has done as he's been working on his everyday sound skills. Now, it's going to let us know the date, the time, how many questions we had right, how many questions were wrong, as well as a total and a percentage of accuracy level for that activity. It will also give us the game type, the levels, the board size, and also the winning modes, because we have 3 different options on how the students can actually win as they're doing these activities. So for this, let's go to Settings and learn more about how we can adjust this game to each student's specific levels. You'll notice here we have at the bottom here, these are going to be choosing the game. Here we have sound to photo, match the photo to sound, sound to sound, match the photo and sound to the sound, and as well as matching the sound to the photo and sound. So you see these can kind of get more difficult as we go along and progress. So if we want to start with the matching the sound to the photo, let's go ahead and choose level 2 for difficulty. And then we'll also choose our board type. This is going to be the visual representation that the student will see on the computer screen. We know that some students become more distracted the more visual images that are there. So we're able to adjust this all the way down to a 2x2 grid, or say for this instance, let's try a 3x3 grid to see what it looks like. So we have level 2. The grid will be 3x3, and to win, we're going to choose in a row. We can choose a square, we can choose in a row, or we can choose to fill up the entire game board. So for this one, we're matching sound to photo, level 2, a 3x3 board, and we're going to win by getting the answers correctly in a row.
Listen to the sound. You can click on the photo that makes the sound. When you finish,
so you'll notice we're only going to have the sound represented here. No visual picture is given. So once we move the cursor over that, we can click, and it will give us the image or the sound for what we're listening for. Now, if you're familiar with that sound, the students can go over to the matching picture, select Done, and it gives them a correct answer by placing a token over that. Now, you'll notice as I clicked Done and it gave me the token, it immediately went to the next sound for me to listen to. I can click the sound again if I missed it, and then now I'm looking for the picture that matches that sound. Select the correct picture, and it gives me another token. This one is for the car.
You win!
And you'll notice once the students correctly get the answers, then the Funzee will start to dance to give them motivation and a little fun activity between tasks. So, once we do that, if the level is too easy or too hard, we can go back here, we can adjust the level specifically to that student. If we need to make it a little less difficult, we'll move it back to level 1. If they've had great success with that, we can move to level 3 or even select all levels. So for this one, if we choose all levels, then you'll notice it's going to also give us a 5x5 and a 6x6 grid that we're able to choose from for that. Let's try another one where we're going to match the photo to the sound. We'll do level 3 and also a 3x3 board here, and let's play the game.
Look at the photo.
We'll go ahead and skip the directions.
Click on the speakers until you hear the sound that goes with the photo. And when you find the sound, click Done. To win, cover a row in any direction.
You'll notice in this one we're going to have the picture presented, and then the sounds will only be the sounds with no visual representations. So we listen to this, see the pictures, and then we're going to click each picture. And once we've identified the sound that goes with the picture, then we'll select Done, and it gives us a token on that square. Now we see another picture, and we simply continue to click the different speakers until we hear the sound that matches the picture. You continue that in row until the student wins, either by getting the 4 in the square, the straight line, or filling up the entire board, whichever way to win that you've selected for that activity. If we want to match sound to sound, this is going to take away all visual pictures. So it's only going to give us the sound as the stimulus, as well as the sound that we choose from the speakers. So with this, let's just go to all levels. We'll do 3x3, and we're going to win this one by winning in a square pattern. Play the game.
Listen to the sound.
We'll
then
skip
click
the
on
directions.
Until you...
We hear the target sound, and now let's try to match that up. Once we've selected the correct sound and matched it, then it's going to give us our token over the correct answer. What happens if we get one wrong?
Try again.
If you get it wrong, there's simply a try again prompt so the student can roll back over the speaker, play that sound again, and then continue to select the different speakers in our grid to try and correctly match that sound. Once we do, the bingo token comes right up. Let's try another one. We're going to move to photo and sound to the sound. This is going to provide the photo and the sound as our prompt, and then it's only going to give us the speakers and the sound for our selections. We'll do level 3, play the game.
Look at the photo.
So we're going to skip this. You'll notice that it has the sound as well as the picture that we're looking for, but we're just listening for that sound. So once again, once we have that target, we're going to simply click on the different speakers. And we're going to try to match up that correct sound. Once we do that, simply click Done, and the bingo token goes onto the game board. We also have the ability to match the sound to the photo and sound. For this one, let's go ahead and select in a row to win. Play the game.
Listen to the sound. You can click on the photo that...
So you'll notice in this one, we only have a speaker because we're listening for the sound. We're going to match this sound with the pictures and the sound that you hear to the side.
You win!
And once you win, of course, Funzee's going to do dancing again, and that's going to provide a little motivation for the students as they progress to the different levels. Now, you're able to set these settings any way you want to, working on any sound and any identification of those sounds, either through the sound only or through sounds and the pictures to provide that visual reference for them. We can go back. You notice now where our progress report has expanded. It's given us the more information that we've done through this activity, as well as it's keeping track of everything for all the other activities as well. What if we want to use this information for an IEP meeting, for our data for the week, or for just our simple record keeping? Down in the bottom right, we push print, and it's going to print the progress sheet for Patrick's work. What if we want to know about a different session that he had difficulty and had some errors in there? Well, let's go here. We'll notice we had 4 wrong in this answer. We highlight that session. We simply come down, click View Session, and it's going to let us know we were working on sound to the photo and sound. We were at level 3. We had a 4x4 grid type picture pattern. And as well, these are the 4 sounds that were in error. So we know that we can go back, target these sounds specifically, and address those so that the student can learn those sounds also. So as we start, you notice we can use this game and use this program either with a student individually, with a small group, or even a classroom group as we construct this to be appropriate for whichever setting that we're working on. So let's go back to Patrick. We're going to select him. We're going to play the game.
Listen to the sound.
Each time you do a different activity, it's going to provide an instruction. You can just skip those instructions once the students become more familiar with the game. So with this one, you'll notice we have pictures, and over here we just have a speaker. And you'll notice when we click on the picture, it's going to provide that sound. So with this task, we're working on matching the sound to the picture and sound. Once again, at any time, we can go back in, choose the game type that we want to work on, choose the difficulty level, adjust our game board, basically to their visual patterns of certainty, to where they're not distracted by having too many pictures presented at one time. We can always choose how to win the game, and then we play the game. So, not only is this fun, interactive software for the students to learn everyday sounds about their environment, they can perform these tasks on their personal computer at the desktop in your classroom, or these games are also smartboard compatible. So let's head over to the smartboard and check out some of the features that are available on that as well.